Hello, this is English teacher Philip from England. I'm currently studying an MA in theology and still available for English teaching during my theology studies, which may be for at least another year or so. My website is www.englishteacherphilip.co.uk. Okay, right, I'm just going to do a writing task 2, and I'm just going to try and write it all about and checking about 8 minutes or so. Okay. Right, okay. So I've just made a question here. Nowadays, people believe too much information on the internet. Do you agree with this statement? I've been teaching IELTS online for 15.5 years. I may have seen something similar before, I can't remember. Okay, let's go ahead with the introduction. So regarding the issue of whether individuals, and normally I'd write synonyms if I was doing it for the real example before, of whether individuals have too much faith in what is written online. There are two widely differing points of view. From the one perspective, to which I agree, it is the case that one can one can trust much of what is written online, due to those writing it, those making it being famous, making it being popular, and also using trusted sites. Nevertheless, to a lesser extent, it is the case that often there is false information online in terms of propaganda and ignorance or ignorance. In terms of the credibility, which means believability, of resources online, often news sites can be fairly reliable when the issues being discussed are not controversial in any way. For instance, the weather forecast can be likely true, can be likely normally correct, as well as reporting on sports matches, etc. By well-known, by experts in the field. In addition, some sites are very reliable, such as the BBC is trusted around the world, although, of course, not everything will be without bias in terms of any site, generally. Conversely, I'll go to the other argument. So conversely, or contrastingly, it is, however, true. It is still true that various sites online will not be objective, and in fact seeking to produce false information. For instance, terrorist groups may or may not be telling valid information. Additionally, on Twitter, For example, some may share false information additionally on social media, for instance, social media, I'm going to improve my structure a little bit. Some may share false information that they mistakenly think is correct, that they may mistakenly thought was right. Illustrating this, Twitter can be a haven of a haven of false information that many may believe without even though they may not have sufficient proof. Summing up, it is hence evident that often we can seek the views of reliable and trusted presenters and sites. Nevertheless, we should always keep in mind that some information may be false, may be willfully or may be untrustworthy, intentionally or otherwise. In future, we should always be careful to check what we are watching and support and share useful resources when we can. Okay, I'm going to read it through. So nowadays, people leave too much information on the internet. Goes through the statement regarding the issue of whether individuals have too much faith in what is written online. There are two widely different points of view from the one from one perspective to which I agree. From one perspective to which I subscribe. From one perspective which I support, or which I agree with. From one perspective, which I agree with, it is the case that one can trust much of what is written online due to those making it being popular and also using trusted sites. Nevertheless, to a less extent, it is the case that often there is false information online in terms of propaganda or ignorance. In terms of the credibility of resources online, often news sites can be fairly reliable when the issues being discussed are not controversial in any way. For instance, the weather forecast can be normally correct, as well as reporting the sports matches, etc., by experts in the field. In addition, some sites are very reliable, such as the BBC, is trusted around the world, although of course not everything will be without bias in terms of any site generally. Contrastingly, it's still true that various sites online will not be objective and in fact seeking to produce false information. For instance, terrorist groups may or may not be telling valid information. Additionally, in social media, some may share false information that they mistakenly thought was right. Illustrating this, Twitter can be a haven of false information that many may believe, even though they may not have sufficient proof. Summing up, it is hence evident that often we can seek the views of reliable and trusted presenters and sites. Nevertheless, we should always keep in mind that some information may be untrustworthy, intentionally or otherwise. In future, we should always be able to check what we are watching and share useful resources when we can. Okay, thanks a lot. My website is englishteacherphilip.co.uk, and you can WhatsApp me and so on from there. I teach online for single student classes. Okay, hope that's useful. Have a great day. Bye.